According to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, appliance circuits must generally be dedicated to specific appliances or areas. However, there are exceptions for certain appliances and situations. NEC Section 210.52d allows multiple appliances to share a circuit if firstly, they are all cord and plug connected, and secondly, they do not exceed 80% of the circuit's ampacity. NEC Section 210.11 cone allows a single circuit to supply two or more appliance outlets in the same room, but not in separate rooms or areas. Based on these exceptions, it is not permissible to share an appliance circuit between two wet bars located on different floors. Even though the upstairs wet bar may have a small load, it is not considered part of the same room or area as the basement wet bar. NEC Section 210.52c requires at least two appliance circuits for kitchens, pantries, bars, and other areas where multiple appliances are used simultaneously. A wet bar is typically considered a bar or a kitchen, so yes, a wet bar does require two appliance circuits. The NEC considers a space a kitchen if it has firstly, a range or cooktop, secondly, an oven, thirdly, a microwave, and in some cases, a refrigerator. A wet bar does not typically have a range or cooktop, but it may have a refrigerator and a dishwasher. Therefore, it is considered a kitchen and requires two appliance circuits. It is important to understand the requirements outlined in the National Electrical Code or NEC when designing and installing electrical circuits, especially when dealing with appliance circuits in areas like kitchens and wet bars. Let's delve deeper into the specific code sections and their implications for these types of installations. NEC Section 210.52d, as previously mentioned, provides an exception that allows multiple appliances to share a circuit under certain conditions. These conditions include that the appliances must be cord and plug connected, meaning they are not permanently wired into the electrical system, and that the total load of all the appliances connected to the circuit does not exceed 80% of the circuit's ampacity. This 80% rule is in place to prevent overloading the circuit, which can lead to overheating and potentially create a fire hazard. It's important to carefully calculate the total load of all appliances that will be connected to the circuit to ensure compliance with this requirement. NEC Section 210.11 code further clarifies the rules regarding appliance circuits by stating that a single circuit can supply two or more appliance outlets in the same room, but not in separate rooms or areas. This means that if you have multiple appliances in a single kitchen or wet bar area, they can be connected to the same appliance circuit, as long as the total load does not exceed the circuit's capacity. However, if you have appliances in separate rooms or areas, each area must have its own dedicated appliance circuit. In the specific scenario presented, where you're considering sharing an appliance circuit between two wet bars located on different floors, it's clear that this is not permissible under the NEC. Even if the upstairs wet bar has a small load, it cannot share a circuit with the basement wet bar because they are not considered part of the same room or area. Each wet bar must have its own dedicated appliance circuits to comply with the code. Now let's address the question of whether a wet bar requires two appliance circuits. NEC Section 210.52c specifically addresses this issue, stating that at least two appliance circuits are required for kitchens, pantries, bars, and other areas where multiple appliances are used simultaneously. Since a wet bar typically includes appliances like a refrigerator, dishwasher, and possibly a microwave, it falls under this requirement and must have at least two appliance circuits. The NEC defines a kitchen as a space that includes elements such as a range or cooktop, an oven, a microwave, and in some cases, a refrigerator. While a wet bar may not have all of these elements, it typically includes a refrigerator and possibly a dishwasher, which are enough to classify it as a kitchen area for the purposes of electrical code requirements. Therefore, a wet bar must have at least two appliance circuits to ensure safe and reliable operation of the appliances. It is important to note that the specific requirements for appliance circuits may vary depending on the local electrical codes and regulations in your area. It's always a good idea to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that your electrical installations comply with all applicable codes and standards. In addition to the specific code sections mentioned above, there are other factors to consider when designing and installing appliance circuits. These factors include the size of the circuit breaker, the gauge of the wiring, and the type of receptacles used. The circuit breaker should be sized appropriately to protect the circuit from overloads, while the wiring should be of sufficient age to handle the expected load. The receptacles should be of the proper type for the appliances being connected, and they should be properly grounded to prevent electrical shock. By following the requirements of the National Electrical Code and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your appliance circuits are safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes and standards. This will help to protect your home and family from electrical hazards and ensure that your appliances operate properly for years to come. Furthermore, proper electrical planning and installation can also increase the value of your home and make it more attractive to potential buyers. So, investing in quality electrical work is a wise decision that can pay off in the long run. It is crucial to remember that electrical work can be dangerous if not performed properly. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is always best to hire a qualified electrician to do the job for you. A qualified electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to perform electrical work safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and standards. Attempting to do electrical work yourself without the proper training and experience can put yourself and your family at risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. In addition to the safety aspects of electrical work, it is also important to consider the quality of the materials and workmanship. Using high-quality materials and ensuring that the work is done properly will help to ensure the long-term reliability and performance of your electrical system. Poor quality materials or workmanship can lead to electrical problems down the road, which can be costly and inconvenient to fix. Therefore, it is always best to choose a qualified electrician who uses high-quality materials and has a reputation for doing excellent work. When selecting an electrician, it is important to check their credentials and references. Make sure that they are licensed and insured, and that they have a good track record of providing quality electrical services. You can also ask for references from previous customers to get an idea of their level of satisfaction with the electrician's work. By doing your research and choosing a qualified electrician, you can be confident that your electrical work will be done safely, properly, and in compliance with all applicable codes and standards. This will help to protect your home and family from electrical hazards and ensure that your electrical system operates reliably for years to come. It is also important to keep your electrical system properly maintained. This includes regularly inspecting your wiring, outlets, and appliances for any signs of damage or wear. If you notice any problems, such as frayed wires, cracked outlets, or appliances that are not working properly, you should have them repaired or replaced as soon as possible. Regular maintenance can help to prevent electrical problems from occurring and can also extend the life of your electrical system. In addition to regular inspections and repairs, it is also important to avoid overloading your electrical circuits. Overloading a circuit can cause the circuit breaker to trip, which can be inconvenient. However, it can also be dangerous, as it can lead to overheating and potentially cause a fire. To avoid overloading your circuits, you should make sure that you are not plugging too many appliances into a single outlet or circuit. You should also avoid using extension cords as a permanent solution, as they can also overload circuits. If you need to add more outlets or circuits to your home, you should hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. By following these tips, you can help to keep your electrical system safe, reliable, and in good working order. This will help to protect your home and family from electrical hazards and ensure that your appliances operate properly for years to come. Remember that electrical safety is always a top priority, and it is important to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards. If you have any questions or concerns about your electrical system, you should consult with a qualified electrician. They can provide you with expert advice and guidance on how to keep your electrical system safe and in good working order. In summary, when dealing with appliance circuits in kitchens and wet bars, it is crucial to adhere to the National Electrical Code or NEC requirements. Remember that you cannot share an appliance circuit between two wet bars located on different floors, as each wet bar must have its own dedicated circuits. Also, a wet bar typically requires 2 appliance circuits due to the presence of appliances like refrigerators and dishwashers. Always consult with a qualified electrician to ensure compliance with local codes and to ensure the safety and reliability of your electrical system.